Check it. Brand new 22 s1000 single R. Why am I riding this? Let me explain. When those cheeky bastards at BMW announced yesterday, or the day before, the new BMW M1000R coming out, only a few months after I've just bought a new double R, I was pissed off because I probably would have bought that. Got me thinking, well, I need to seriously, if I want one, I've got to get on ahead of the game, top of the queue, and therefore I want to just quickly jump on the standard current bike to get a feel for it, ergonomics, etc., to give me sort of a clue. Now, the last time I rode a 1000 single R was the earlier model. That was years ago. It scared the crap out of me. I don't know why, but I really honestly don't know why, but it did. I just remember this feeling of the wheel lifting up. I don't know, I can't, maybe I was just inexperienced, I don't know, and I didn't like it because I was too scared by it. Now, I only got up the road about 500 meters in this, I can tell you now, it ain't scaring me at this point. So, I don't know, time, place, circumstances, experience, etc. Anyway, I wanted to get a sense for this bike before absolutely committing to the M1000RR. And I know it'll be quite different, but, you know, kind of vaguely related. And this bike, a lot of the reviews of this bike that I have seen online have caned it. It has not received glowing reviews. It's kind of, oh Jesus Christ, getting her off the lines, different to my Beamer. Christ. But it's been getting caned. Wow, that's a weird clutch setup. Holy shitballs. And a review I read, I saw this morning, it was Fast Bike's 2022 naked review. They really caned it for being boring. And 1 or 2 minutes into this test ride, I can see why. At road speeds. The tune on this and the gearing on this clearly isn't that different to the race bike, and it doesn't have the shift cam engine, so it does lack a fair bit of down-low response. And for a naked bike, it's kind of what we want. It just does feel good though. God, it feels agile. It feels it does feel more agile than the Tuono, I have to say. It doesn't give me the same response from the pegs the Tuono does, which is interesting. Pegs probably, I don't know, different position I suppose. They do feel quite high. The seating position on this is quite aggressive. My legs are quite bunched up. It is not offering me, immediately on this bike, it is not offering me the same level of thrills and fun factor that the Tuono offers. And I'm too scared to get up the front of this traffic queue because I'm going to stall this thing because it's bloody hard to get off the line. It's a really weird clutch this particular bike's got. Anyway, I just want to give this a little run, get a general sense of the bike before I pull the trigger on that M1000R. Come on, go green. Don't make me stop and go on this thing. This bike's nowhere near as ferocious as I remember it. Nowhere near. I wonder what the go was that day with the older model that I test rode. That threatened to take my bloody head off every time I opened the throttle. Maybe it was a modified bike, I don't know. Brakes are good. Okay, red line's at 10.5. Motor mode dynamic. Might just go, I suppose that's the, is that as high as the motors go? Let's have a look. Dynamic Pro, Rain, Road, Dynamic Pro. I think the new bike is going to redline at 14,500, so it'll have much more top end. This bike maybe is limited somehow. It does not. This bike does not offer the sizzle. It does not. It's easy to ride. Holy crap! It's so agile. And the brakes are good. The clutch lever is in a weird spot for me. I'll have to change that. I would have to change that. It's just not quite the right spot for my boot. I wouldn't buy this bike, I've got to tell you. I can tell you unequivocally now, I can see why this bike doesn't do as well in the reviews as the big three, the Duke, the Twino and the Street Fighter. I can see why. It's a real A to B machine, this, and would do that great, you know, really well. But my philosophy on two wheels is you got to have fun at all times. This would be a good beginner bike, you know. I mean, it's 1000cc, but it's so easy to ride. I think this would actually be a really, really good first bike. And it feels to me like a 600cc engine. It does not feel like a litre bike. Sorry. But nah, I've had enough. I'm going to turn around and I'm going to cut my my test ride in half. Look, I know you should just jump on a bike and form a view straight away, but it's just how I roll, and it's more of a function of time. I've got to get back to work, and I'd rather spend more time on my Twino than this. And I'm a BMW fanboy. Well, kinda. But my last two BMW test rides, the GS, which the more I've thought about, the more I disliked, and this, underwhelming. On a track, I'm sure it'll be amazing, revving around at, you know, 10,000 RPM all day long. But I want a road bike, and this has got me thinking, is the m1000r going to be any good? I mean, look, the engine setup and gearing will be completely different, so I can't possibly compare, surely. But that said, the torque figure on the new M apparently has come down, so I don't know, man. I don't know. What I'm going to wait for is a few people to review. I'm going to put a deposit of $500 on that M1000. That's what I'm going to do. Get at the top of the queue. Then I'm going to see what the test rides, the people who review the bike on YouTube say about it. And they need to be saying that it's a completely different experience to this for me to buy one. Because if it's in any way like this is not what I want from a naked bike. You know, I've got a double R that is way more exciting on the road than the single R, which I'm really surprised about. Well, I thought this would be a better, more fun road experience. Harsh, I know. Possibly too harsh. But I don't have the luxury of days and weeks upon weeks to, you know, test ride these bikes and really thoroughly suss them out. I have to actually buy them to do that and live with them. And I'm not about to go and spend cash on this bike when in my first half or 15 minutes even on the road I'm uninspired by it. And folks, I'm uninspired by this machine. It's basically the gearing. The gearing is flattened. It has flattened the whole performance of this. You know, you go from a Super Duke or a Tuono to this, and you're just going to be disappointed. A different story with the Street Fighter, because that's sort of got similar characteristics down low, but at least that's got a high-end rush. This doesn't really. Handling's good though. One thing I can notice, the wind protection on this is not as good as the Super Duke or the Tuono. The Super Duke's wind protection was excellent, really, really good. No screen, just the way they've built the front of it was excellent. The Tuono's brilliant because it's got a screen. The brakes are good on this. Jesus, they're really good. And the crackle and pop you get out of these BMWs is really good, the exhaust. My double R is really good too. Okay, moment of truth. There we go. Yeah, not the easiest bike to launch. Shit. I think my Tuono has spoilt me. My perception of what good looks like on a street bike has really changed as a result of the Tuono. With one exception, this bike does make the Tuono feel a little fat in terms of the agility stakes, but other than that, just the general fun factor of that bike is crazy, crazy, crazy good fun. You know, some naked bikes you can see the relationship with the super bike they're derived from, for those that are. You know, the Street Fighter and the Panigale, for instance. This bears no resemblance to its race bike sibling. None, in my humble opinion. If I was blindfolded and put on this bike and asked to tell you what it was, if it was my first time riding it, I wouldn't be able to relate it to the BMW s1000r. Nope, no siree. BMW know this, and that is why they have released the new bike. So I am going to be watching the reviews of that bike with bated breath. Now, for those of you who own this bike and love it, I'm sure you've got great reasons, and it is a good bike, and I'm being, harsh. But it's just that I'm comparing this to a bike that I ride every day in the Tuono, and for my style of riding and fun seeking, that is a much more enjoyable thing than this, if enjoyment's what you're after. But if you just want a placid, powerful enough, naked bike, and you don't want to take too many risks, and you want it to be safe and predictable, I can see the appeal in this. Which is why I say it'd probably be quite a good beginner bike. Or maybe second bike after beginner. Intermediate. Anyway, I'm glad I did that. Learned a few things. Scratch that itch. Here she is. S1000 single R.